I've been ready, dude. What are we doing?
He's got it all. Just go with him.
Yeah.
I'm just here.
I'll hop with it.
I just work here.
This is your forecast.
This is your forecast.
Hang back, baby. Been a little
Yeah,
while.
been a couple weeks.
Especially with all three of us.
Yeah.
We're probably working on 3 weeks, 4 weeks since we've all been together.
Yeah.
Everybody,
people-
we were already having people complain.
People got broke
I
ass
know.
cars.
Yeah, the viewers are.
That's true.
Come on, man.
That's
My
true.
battery works now. Brand new one in there. But yeah, man.
Halfway, dude. We're already like halfway through the season.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, like, we are 7 weeks in. In 7 more weeks, you're gonna be looking at your playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
we got trade deadlines coming up. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
stuff
what I
to
was
figure
gonna
out.
say.
Like, this is crunch time as far as at least for me. Like, week 7's about when I start looking at playoff matchups. Like who my players play against. Make sure I have good matchups. I also like to look at players who have already had their bye weeks, trading for them because I don't have to eat another bye week.
Yeah.
Like, especially if I can find somebody that's close enough. Like if I could flip, like I know Jonathan Taylor's hurt, but for example, the Colts have had their bye week. So if I can flip a running back that has a bye week coming up for somebody like Jonathan Taylor that's similar, I'm doing that just to gain the game right now.
Yeah.
If I like their playoff schedule more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely just trying to get into the playoffs right now.
I'm not worried. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not worried about looking up the matchups because I'm not gonna be worried about it whenever it gets to that.
Right.
point.
So you're looking at the NCAA games on Saturday.
Yeah, I'll be watching your all's games. I'll be like, dude, you had a crazy game in playoffs. I was just sitting there watching it because I didn't have nothing better to do.
Well, if you want to talk about crazy games, we can talk about the Jets game most recently because they got a new guy out there, Devontae Adams.
Oh, I thought you were talking about somebody else.
I know it didn't go that good though.
It did not go that well,
No.
not at all. And it's, I mean, what were you guys expecting it to just go off without a hitch, like Rodgers and Adams back at it?
Yeah,
or?
definitely.
Yeah.
That's definitely what I thought.
I've always noticed that the first game for a new guy like that, they never really pan out. For at least the first game, I don't think they normally do that well.
Yeah.
Plus, he got rid of the Taco Bell inside of his house, so
Yeah, I mean that's.
they are selling that house. So if anybody's interested, you should definitely look into that.
He had a Taco Bell in his
Inside
house.
of his house,
Yes.
literally somebody was working it.
Yeah.
It's probably not very healthy, man. That's probably where he lost a step. Carrying around all this
Yeah, that's
Taco
probably not
Bell.
great. So the targets were there. He had 9 targets.
Mhm.
Like that's still awesome. Led the team in targets. He was
And
the
when
first read.
When he caught it, like he looked like he wanted to go. Like,
Oh, yeah, he
I
looked
saw
like
him put his
Devontae
head
Adams.
down, and he just wanted to, So, he looked good.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, the first offensive snap was like a 8-yard out to Devontae Adams, and Rodgers missed him. Like they just timing wasn't there, and it was like, like this.
Yeah.
I was expecting that to be an easy, get him going completion.
Yeah.
He finished 3 catches for 30 yards. What do you guys think the rest of the year? Who's the one? Adams or Garrett Wilson? Like, who would you rather have in fantasy for the rest of the year?
Why are we not talking about Lazard?
I mean, if you want to throw his name in there in the mix, that's
I'm
fine.
pretty sure he's the number 1, right?
I mean,
I think you'll need to put some respect on his name.
touchdown-wise, probably. I mean,
Just
Garrett
touchdown.
Wilson has caught so many balls that fantasy point-wise, he's probably
Yeah.
doing pretty good. He had that one, 23 target week in London the other way. That's just absurd.
Yeah.
Man, it's time. I want to say it's going to be Devontae because they have the history.
Yeah,
And obviously, Rodgers wanted him to come in there and he made it happen.
for sure.
Another part of me says Garrett Wilson's just younger and better. And that.
I think
So I don't know.
I think the total opposite of that. I think they're like they were like expecting Garrett Wilson to be the number 1, and then they're still looking at him. And they're like, dude, he's just not ready there yet.
Right.
So we need to get another guy in here.
I agree with that,
I think they
and
got Devontae.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like you saw him. You hit him right in the chest, bro, and he gives it up to the Steelers. Like
Yeah, it's
trash.
not ideal. I really don't know what to say. We've seen some games from Rodgers this year where it is vintage Rodgers, and then we've seen some Rodgers games where it's like,
What the heck is this?
yeah, like what's going on? They got Sam Howell in the game, like just all willy nilly.
Yeah.
I'm Team Devontae. Like if I had to choose one, I would go with Devontae the rest of the year. But I don't think it's going to be an enjoyable watch. Like there's going to be weeks where Garrett Wilson does get 15 targets and Devontae Adams only had 5.
Yeah.
What I really expected him to come in and do was make a difference in the red zone. Like historically, him and Rodgers just have such a good red zone
Just
connection.
that fade.
And I mean, yeah, we'll see if that plays out that way. I think it might be an okay buy. Like I would have suggested against buying him because the hype is always there for guys who are traded.
Yeah.
But him coming out and kind of putting up a fantasy dud at least is like,
I think
you could throw it out like, hey, Devontae Adams hasn't looked good in like a year at this point.
Yeah, I think it'll work out.
Yeah, I think it'll work out.
Yeah, like I said, I've noticed that with a lot of dudes who get traded midseason is that their first game there's still so much that they gotta get used to there, like the playbook, the offensive guys, all of it. So.
Yeah, I saw post game they asked Devontae Adams about like missed opportunities and stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, like that's been the theme for this team all season." It's like, dude, you've been here for 3 days. You're just talking bad about everybody else that's been here.
Bro, you just
off
It is
on
the
the
Jets,
wrong
man.
foot.
It's okay to make fun of the Jets. I
yeah,
think.
that's true.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you are the Jets, like you probably shouldn't, right?
Yeah, I think you can as the Jets. I don't think.
I think if you're Devontae
I think
Adams,
everybody
you can.
knows.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Devontae Adams, you're basically like Aaron Rodgers, like extended family, so you can pretty much do anything you want.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do think it is stupid though. It's the same deal that happened in the Raiders. Is like, dude, now what happens next year when they're like, dude, Aaron Rodgers is too old, we're getting rid of him, and now he's stuck on a team that he doesn't even want to be on.
Yep.
Stupid. Fun.